another great episode of Live on Purpose. We are coming to you straight from Indy. That's right. We drove all the way from Cleveland to Indy to interview China Doll. So sit back, relax. This is going to be a great show. Get your glass of wine and let's begin. We're back, and of course, I am with China Doll. Hi, how are you?
Ooh, I'm also down that I'm here on your show.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Listen, I'm so glad to be here in Indy with you. Heard a lot about you. Had to drive all the way here to do the interview.
Well, I am honored and touched that you all did that, and thank you all for stopping. Right now, we're in one of my favorite places in Indianapolis when I have to do something here, which is at Key Touch Photography Studios downtown, and then I had to give them a plug in for doing
there you
that.
Go.
You know how we do.
Absolutely. Shameless plug out there. Thank them for definitely having us today. So let's just get right into it. The real is real. Let's talk about it. What does that mean exactly?
Well, actually, the acronym for the word real is Real Entertainers Are Legit.
Okay.
And what we try to do is, everybody's an entertainer, regardless of what you're doing. If you know, taking care of the baby somewhere, or you the bartender somewhere, or you the person on stage. We're all entertaining in life. And so what we try to do is bring those different elements together, community and entertainment, to show that we're all in one big pot here.
Okay.
And so let's make it legit and come together. That's basically our motto.
Okay, well now how long have you been at this? I know you're a comedian, you have a talk show, radio show. How long have you been in the entertainment?
I've been in the entertainment business, I would say wholeheartedly pushing for 15 years.
Wow, okay.
And I've been blessed to do television. Well, some people say it's not television. I ain't going to discriminate against our color station, but anyhow. Television, I've been abroad, overseas, entertaining the troops.
Okay.
I do a lot of things throughout the Americas, I'll say. But entertainment is just me.
Okay.
You know, I was entertaining when I didn't know I was entertaining as a child.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was that kid that would get the mop, put it on the head, big mama, look. You know, so that was me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who knew? It wasn't my dream to be a comedian. That's just something that I stumbled across as a dare. That's how most comics get into it. Somebody dares to go on stage and we do it.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. So I've been in the game for about 15 years now.
Wow, that's a lot of experience. Your comedy, what is it surrounding? Like, what is your subject type or subject matter in your comedy?
Well, actually that depends on the audience before me.
Okay.
So if I'm speaking to the babies, then of course I'm gearing it towards them and their issues and what happened. You know, I had my own personal experiences as a child. Okay. Dyslexia thing was hard in school for me. Anyhow, so when I'm in front of the kids, I entertain the kids.
Right.
If I'm in front of a church organization, I'm entertaining them accordingly. If I'm at the club, let's do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I adjust my comedy to my surroundings.
Right.
Now my personal style of comedy is I prefer to do skits and parodies.
Okay.
So I'm more of a comedic entertainer.
Okay, I like that. And you adapt to the crowd. That's probably how you are so successful, is because you do. A lot of people just say what they're going to say, don't even care who's in front of them. So
yeah, I learned early on that that's not a good thing to do.
Good thing to do, right?
So I've been kicked out of some good places for doing the wrong thing on stage. So you learn that as you go along. No, I'm just kidding. People haven't been kicked out of nobody's stage, but you learn as you critique your craft.
Right.
What's acceptable and what's not acceptable. And after a period of time, you can just engulf yourself in what's in front of you. So when you hit the stage, you may have a mindset of, this is the set I'm getting ready to do when I hit the stage. Right. But once I get out there and these some bougie folks, they ain't gonna be feeling that. I have to adjust to what they're gonna be acceptable to.
That makes sense, yeah. So tell me about your radio show. What topics do you cover? What types of things do you guys talk about?
No, now that's my baby.
When are you on the radio? Let's get it out there.
That's my baby.
Another plug.
Yeah, well that's gonna be a huge plug, because I'm actually one of the only syndicated radio shows on the internets.
Wow.
I'm on 7 different stations out of 6 different states, 7 different cities on 7 days a week.
Wow.
So I would basically at the end of this tell your followers to go to my website, and then they can find out which station I'm on, or which day and what times, and best to catch us. Now what we do on our radio show is basically what our name stands for. Is we try to bring entertainment in the community to the forefront.
Okay.
We do topics like, of course, if you have a big celebrity that passes, something like Muhammad Ali, of course we're going to cover the Parkinson's, and how aware are we in our community about this. And then if there's the crime that goes on in our community, so we try to address that. And then of course we bring in the celebrities who are also anxious to speak to our followers. So through that we have an opportunity to reach the people that we want to reach, and provide them some fun, along with the knowledge that we're trying to spit to them.
Okay.
We're not a, I have a co-host, her name is Shar, and it's called, you know, The Real with China and Char.
Right.
And she is actually a female singer, actress, and I'm a comedian.
Okay.
So we kind of, and she's kind of like a spiritual scholar, and you know, into poetry and things like that. So it's a really good mix. You gotta tune in and catch it, because we be straight tripping on the show. That's for real. So you know, it's a good deal.
So now with 15 years, what have been some of the challenges that you faced along kind of your career as you started to grow in the comedy and all the arenas that you're in right now? What were some of the challenges?
Well, I would say my biggest challenge is I'm too open.
Okay.
Throughout my pursuit of being an entertainer, I've come across some characters.
Okay.
And I had to learn the hard way that this is a beast.
Right.
You know, because I took you at your word. Or I opened my door to you, thinking that you were coming in so that we all could eat at the table, but you in fact were coming in to try to slide me some scraps to the side and take my plate that I already had. So I would say that's been the hardest thing. Even still today, I have a hard time dealing with people, because everybody's just out to gank, and me, I'm trying to give. And so you get taken advantage of a lot when you have that type of mindset and heart. But thankful for me, you know, the universe, I'm gonna say the universe, I am not a religious person. I'm spiritual, believe in the Lord and all that, but anyhow, that's another whole topic. But the universe has blessed me enough to where my heart still has not been tainted by the craziness that I've had to endure through my career. From, you know, just a mess. From the promoters to the other comedians. I mean, sometimes a comedian will tell you, break a leg. Now, I mean that literally. You know, you like, what? Dude, for real? You know, so, you know, things like that. Or you invite somebody in to do something and they behind you, I can do it, you know, better than her. Get her off the stage. So it's just those type of things. And then today seems to be, you know, that's just where everybody's at. Me.
That is,
and I'm still stuck in, how can I help you?
Right.
What can I do for
How
you?
can we eat together?
You know, let's oh, that's great. You know, but man, very few twigs in between with that. So.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about what you do in the community, because I've heard you also help out in the community, and you're in kind of into that.
That's that heart, you know what I mean? So I am not one who can stand by and watch what I'm seeing without at least trying to attempt. And I have a wonderful partner. Her name is Rosalind White. She is the CEO of The Real.
Okay.
Her and I have been working through the Marion County Juvenile Detention Center in Indianapolis, Indiana. That is my main focus when it comes to my quest to try to save the youth. Because once they're in there, there's some issues going on. And let's address this. So with the youth, I try to help them find employment. I try to find programs that are going to enlighten them in their mental mindset, you know, because no matter where you are, your surroundings can engulf you if you don't have anybody else showing you something that there's different. You know, it's so many times in our community, kids have they can't even dream about what abroad is. You know, for some of them to go to another side of the community is like venturing into a whole nother world. I didn't know horseback riding. You mean potato come out the ground? I thought it came from McDonald's. Just ridiculous. So I try to do everything I can to help enlighten our youth. I'm working with some phenomenal people throughout the Americas who are doing the same thing, have the same passion and drive I do. So my personal program is called Ballin'. And the acronym for that is Building a Life-Lifting Educated Nation. We chose the word ball because, of course, that gets the kids.
Right.
Bowling.
What's that mean? What's that?
Yeah, but you can ball all kind of ways, baby. It don't have to be what they trying to tell you. You can ball like this and you can ball like that. So, I also work with a company called Bridge the DA Gap, which is a phenomenal tool to help with children with learning disabilities or so talented they can't sit still in class while the teacher's trying to teach a curriculum. Or who experience the things in their neighborhood that the school is not addressing, or they're not addressing at home. Like Ray was killed over the weekend. I come back to school, his seat is empty, and the teacher says, "Hey, we got grief counselors in the office. Who wants to go?" Now, what 15-year-old boy gonna get up in front of everybody and say, "Hey, I need help"?
No.
It's not gonna happen. So this program that his name is Kevin K.O. Gates, Grammy-nominated producer, took a hiatus and came up with this deal, and it is phenomenal when it comes to helping our kids. We just convinced the juvenile detention center here. They saw the value in it, and so now they're in the process of bringing it into the center. And so it's my goal to get that earlier, so that all of our babies will be able to experience. When you go through these things, nobody's addressing it with us, but yet we have the most deaths in our community. Our kids aren't going to a grief counselor because we teach them at home. Don't you go out there tell them my business.
Exactly. That's rule number one.
And we got to stop that.
Right. So as a woman with all this stuff going on, how do you stay grounded and relaxed and not too stressed out? What do you do for yourself?
Who told you I was?
Girl,
I'm moving my eyes about to crawl. That's as bad as But no, actually I keep my sanity through my spirituality.
Okay.
I know that the Father there's a reason he put this on me. Trust me, there's many days I want to say, forget you people. Forget this, I can't, just the heartaches of some of the things that I experienced. When you walk into a facility and there's a 10-year-old child incarcerated, you have to wonder what is going on.
Right.
And so because I have that passion, it's kind of draining. So basically what I do to keep myself uplifted is I will talk about you to keep myself up.
Okay.
Which is something that we all do. I'll say, "Oh my Lord, this is so pressing, I can't take it anymore." But there's a man sleeping on the street. You better get yourself together and be thankful for what you have. And that's how I keep it going.
Yeah. So do you run into any kids who aspire to be comedians or aspire to have a radio show? And what do you tell them?
Do it. Just do it. Investigate it. Go forward. If you want to be a cop, walk up to one. "Sir, can you mentor me? I know I'm only 7, but I really want to be a police officer. Do you mind coming by sometime and just tell me, some of the stuff that you go through, or if you want to be whatever, pursue it, because nobody's going to bring it to you."
Right.
We got this mindset. Hey, this is what I want to do. I want to be a rapper. Okay, you want to be a rapper? Learn how to write.
Right.
Learn what bars are. Learn about royalties. Learn about all these different things that come along with being a rapper, so that if you are good at that, you won't be able to be taken advantage of. You know what you're doing. You know what ASCAP is. You know what your music is supposed to be, where it's not supposed to be. All those kind of things. So learn whatever it is you want to do. Pursue it.
Right. Okay. Now, what's next for you? I mean, you said you've done TV. You have all these things going on. What's next?
I'm trying to save the world. No, really. I mean, literally, that's what I do day in and day out. And so, right now, the wonderful organization I was telling you about, Bridge the Gap. I'm sure some of your followers will be familiar with this story. Paul Mitchell and some other billionaires decided they would do some humanitarian acts and give away half of their money before they leave this earth. And so they started looking into ways that they could assist people and help people that's really going to be beneficial. And they noticed in our community, there's always GoFundMe pages to bury your loved ones.
Always. Always.
So what they've done is come up with a phenomenal service that's about to take off across the Americas. And it's literally going to change and save lives.
Okay.
Believe it or not, you are now going to have access to a phone service for $50 a month that's going to get you $20,000 burial insurance, $100,000 life insurance, 24/7 roadside assistance, 80% off of your prescriptions, 24-hour access to 1-800 telemed,
Really?
and over 20 million songs downstream, all for $50.
Wow.
People like, that's crazy, how can they do that? Because they're billionaires.
And they can.
And they went out and purchased these things in bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was no way for them to go out and help everybody that has to go fund page to bury someone.
Right.
How can we help these people? Nobody seems to have this in their income. So right now I'm in the middle of that.
Okay.
It should be launching in August.
Okay.
They're going to do some test markets in Atlanta and some other places. But this is coming, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited. You just can't understand how this is going to change our lives.
Right. Right.
So that's what I'm in the process of doing.
Speaking of that, I mean, obviously there's some breaks in our community where things like they're not prepared for burials and that type of thing. Do you often find yourself dropping a couple of lines of education in your comedy because you have the people's attention? Do you use that platform?
Yeah, let me just say yes, I do. I speak from a personal experience, especially with the youth. I let them know that you can truly be whatever you want to be. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's going to be obstacles. So I share my obstacles with them, what I endured. As I said, I'm dyslexic. And not telling my age because it ain't none of your business. But as a child, that wasn't a diagnosis.
Right.
In my era as I was coming up. So when I would say, hey, the letter's moving on the page, I would get smacked upside my head because they thought I was playing. And I'm serious.
Right.
So I know what it's like. So I share those type of stories with these kids to say, but I knew I was different. I knew I was in the principal office for a reason.
Right.
I wasn't in it because I was bullying nobody. I was in it because I had the mindset of, when the teacher would say, what is the definition of this word? I would give her my personal opinion.
Okay.
And she would say, no, that's not what Webster said. And I'd be like, but that ain't what you asked me.
You asked me what
You asked me what my definition of this word is, and that's it. Off to the office I go. And I would stick to it. So that was my mindset. I always knew I was different. So find what it is about yourself that you know is different.
Right.
And stick with that. You know what I mean? Because depending on where you're growing up at, a lot of people seem to think because if you have money, you're growing up in a home, and da-da-da. A child growing up in a billionaire's home could be just as lonely and distraught as a child that does not have the mother and the father and the whole nine. So don't let society tell you what it's supposed to be. Everybody ain't supposed to have the white picket fence and the 2 kids and the husband and wife. That ain't everybody's life.
Right.
Let's all do us. How about that?
So how can my followers find all of these wonderful things that China Doll is doing?
The best thing for them to do is go to my personal website, www.therealisreal.com. That's REALISREAL.com. Follow me.
What final words do you have for my followers?
Keep following this sister. This sister is going around doing what she's doing, trying to bring folks like myself out and let the community know that we exist. It's not as dire as everybody's telling you out there it is. There are people out here that are truly in the ditches with you, baby, trying to make this thing happen. It's not all about the politics. So when you come up on a sister like this who's trying to put us before the world, please keep supporting her sisters in doing so.
Thank you. I just want to thank you for allowing us to come in and kind of, you know, be a part of your busy day. I'm sure you got a lot going on, but you stopped and paused for us for a second. I'm really appreciative.
Well, I thank you all for coming in, for doing so. And once again, I want to thank my boy at Key Touch Photography Studios for allowing us to use his space.
And thank y'all for feeding us. Where did that chicken come from?
Well, I'm not going to tell you that because they ain't paid me no for advertisement.
Oh, no,
okay? So,
but they have some banging chicken.
Now, next time y'all know, you better let it get a discount or something. When I come get some chicken, but anyhow, I'm feeding folks out of town and she liked it and I can't even tell you about it.
All right, well, thank you again for being on the show, and I wish you
so
much success.
I appreciate you, baby girl. Thank you. God bless.
Yet again, another wonderful show right here in Indy. Guess what? We went all the way from the 216 here to Indy to see China Doll. I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure you're following us on YouTube. Subscribe to Purpose Speaks. We'll see you next Saturday for another great episode.